Hey y'all, Sarah Morgan here with the Instagram account Cooking with the First Ladies, and today for the National First Ladies Library, I'll be cooking for Jackie Kennedy. Her birthday would be on July 30th. So today I'm going to cook a dinner that was served at the White House on May 22nd, 1962. Now Jackie did cut the courses down during her time at the White House to only 4 courses. She thought this was more of the time period and more modern, as well as made for a more relaxed dinner and more time for toasts. So today our 4-course meal will be starting out with quenelles de sole au gratin, which is basically fish dumplings that are golden brown. Now, not only is my French probably not perfect, but my dumplings did not turn out perfect either. So what you're supposed to do is you kind of make a fish paste. You blend that up in your blender, and then you drop it into fish stock. So mine didn't really hold up too well, so I decided to try 2 different methods, one fried and one baked. Now with French cuisine too, especially in some of the fancier dinners at the White House, plating was a huge deal. So what you'll do to plate your quenelles is take just a little bit of rainbow or Swiss chard on your plate. Place your dumpling. Then you'll also have a white wine fish sauce that will go on top. And then lastly, just a little bit of Swiss cheese. So many of these dishes that were served at the White House were French based because Jackie really enjoyed everything about French culture. A lot of the American public really didn't like that she was so into French fashion. So she actually turned to an American designer who designed over 300 of her iconic outfits, and he started to call himself the Secretary of Fashion for the First Lady. So here will be your appetizer course. Next on the menu was peas à la française, roast sirloin vert pré, which the vert pré part just means green or grass, and potato gaufrettes, which are essentially waffle fries. Now I'm sure those were homemade. I kind of just bought mine store-bought, but I think it's so interesting to call them that. It makes it seem so much more fancy. Your peas à la française are going to just be frozen peas baked with pearl onions and a little bit of seasoning. Now with your steaks, another situation where you're going to want to plate it and it turns out very pretty. So you'll take your mixed greens on your plate. Then you'll take one of your little sirloins, which to do these you brown them in the pan and then you can bake or grill them to finish them off. And then you'll put your sauce on top, which is a blend of garlic, parsley, olive oil, and salt and pepper to taste to your liking. So for your second course, you'll get a beautiful sirloin steak with the side of the peas and the fancy version of waffle fries. Lastly, for your third course, you will have a galantine of chicken. So this is basically a stuffed chicken. You can use a whole chicken and debone it, buy it deboned already. We chose to use chicken breasts with the rib meat. We took the rib meat out and then put the stuffing in, rolled it, and then you put skewers through it and bake it. Now your stuffing on the inside, again, since I don't use pork, but you can, I use turkey sausage as well as ground veal. And then it also asks for olives as well. So you'll put that together in a blender, get your mix all blended up, butterfly your chicken, and then stuff it with this. The last course consisted of a bomb-shaped ice cream with a raspberry souffle in the center. And you also can serve that alongside little macaroons or little cookies. Now, Jackie made actually more international trips than any of her predecessors, had made, and she made friends with all the international leaders everywhere that she went. She also appeared on more magazine covers than any First Lady before her, and was the first to have her own press secretary. Now back in 1962, she did film a tour of the White House with Mrs. John F. Kennedy, which aired on CBS and was viewed by over 50 million people. So that made her actually the first First Lady to go on to win an Emmy. Now she was also very involved in the arts. She hosted operas, ballets, Shakespearean plays, and modern jazz at the White House. She was very involved in restoring the White House, searching out lost artifacts in order to decorate the White House. She was actually the first First Lady to hire a house curator. She was very involved in history as well. She was very involved with historical preservation. That was very important to her. Now, at an early age, she did write essays and poems, which were sometimes published in her local newspaper. In fact, she won a Vogue contest, beating out thousands of people to win a trip to New York for half a year and a trip to Paris for half a year. So she won, but her mother made her turn it down because she did not want her to leave the country, which ironically, of course, she went on it again to be a very well-traveled First Lady. She was a photographer and a reporter for the Washington Times-Herald in 1952. Now, one of the reasons why she was so popular overseas is because she was fluent in French, Italian, and Spanish. So she was able to converse with a lot of the world leaders, which was very positive on JFK's presidency. She also said, "One man can make a difference and every man should try," which I think is wonderful. No, this dish was not part of the original 4 courses at the White House, but one of the Kennedys' favorite recipes was beef stroganoff. Now this dish, out of almost all of the First Lady's dishes that I've cooked, this has been one of the most popular. So you can find a good beef stroganoff recipe just anywhere. You'll want egg noodles, sirloin tip for your beef, and then you basically just make a roux sauce out of tomato paste, and then you'll mix your meat in with it. You also need a little flour and sugar. So a really simple recipe, but it's also really tasty. So a couple other things about Jackie, because she is my favorite First Lady. I do have my Jackie Kennedy pin on today. She was very into literature, obviously, and she became a book editor for 2 decades until her death, excuse me. She was also the first Catholic First Lady. And she refused to change that iconic pink outfit after the JFK assassination because she wanted the country to see what they had done to Jack, which is what she said. So she was just a very brave lady, extremely intelligent, and obviously just an icon all around. So for her birthday, you may want to cook this famous little dinner that they had at the White House. You can also watch the movie Jackie with Natalie Portman, which is a great film more involved with the assassination. She also loved her children very much. She opened a school in the White House, and even children of the staff would attend that school. Again, literature was a big thing, and she said that one way that you can uplift your child is through the love of books. So the last thing, in an interview with Life magazine a week after her husband's death, Jackie described his love for the musical Camelot, and she noted that the president enjoyed playing a recording of the musical's title song, which featured the line, "Don't let it be forgot that once there was a spot for one brief shining moment that was known as Camelot." After quoting the lyrics, Jackie kind of went on to say, "There will be great presidents again, but there will never be another Camelot." The interview was hugely popular, and now the Kennedy administration, of course, is associated with Camelot. So thank y'all so much for tuning in today, and I hope that you try some of these recipes. So thank you so much, and I'll see y'all next time.